All right, it's Money Monday, and today we're talking about financial literacy, about saving money. Jan Hier-King is co-founder of Bicycle Financial, a Bay Area-based financial firm with a focus on making money matters acceptable and understandable. I got to tell you a story. I have a 5-year-old, and I tell him to keep 3 piggy banks, not 1, and he does it. And we kind of scatter them around the house. Simple way to save money, how to keep his money in different places, but it's not that simple, even for adults, especially here in the Bay Area, Jan. So my first question is, what are you telling people, your clients who live in the Bay Area, because it is so expensive, they think they're making a good living, but they're living paycheck by paycheck, and they're not able to save? It's
an expensive city, but all of financial planning has to do with first creating a plan that you can live with. And we do that electronically. We do it through a digital means. So you can at night go home and take a look at Bicycle Financial and create a plan that's based on your life. So if you have kids, you should have life insurance. If you have kids, you should start thinking about college savings for them. It gives you tips on how to move forward. But you're saying I'm doing this, so I'm not going to a financial expert in their office and they're going to take my money and to tell me what exactly I need to be doing. Bicycle Financial is free. You can get on it on the internet. It's web browser based, and you can use a tablet, and you can do 3 things on it. You can actually get a financial plan, a robo plan. You can get content for financial literacy purposes, and you can do open accounts. It's a savings and investing platform. So if you live in San Francisco or anywhere that's expensive, if you start with a plan, you can make headway. I saw this in a write-up reading today from the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Found that less than 40% of Americans say they actually keep close track of the money they spend. Totally. Almost 40%. Totally. They don't even look at their bank accounts. They don't. And for that reason, we have a relationship with a third-party provider for debt counseling, because we have people with huge amounts of medical debt, with student loan debt, gigantic, and credit card debt. People get out of hand because they don't have a separate little piggy bank like your son does to put emergency savings in. So do you think people also don't look at their money because they're scared to look at the reality of where, and say they're married. I mean, I'm married, and one of the things that my wife and I always have a problem with is sitting down at the table and actually talking about our finances. Right. And I'm usually to blame. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. We'll deal with it later. Don't worry about it. But that's that stress that sometimes I just want to avoid it. It's very stressful. It's better if you don't avoid it. It's better if you sit down. That's how you save, That's how you save. Okay. You've got to sit down, and especially if you're married, you've got to talk to each other. We have a great article that talks about the 7 deadly sins of being married and not talking to one another. So you've got to have a conversation. We have about 75 articles and 15 tools, very easy to use, very simple. We wanted to change the narrative of finance from what you said earlier, show me the money, to tell me about your life. Tell me about your kids. Tell me about how much you save, and how much can you save every month. And if you figure that out, you can make headway. More and more people are graduating. You mentioned, coming out of college with debt. Do you recommend, I mean, there's nothing wrong with staying at home for an extra few years and saving money that way. Could that be part of a plan? It could be part of a plan. Got it. It could be you've decided to bite the bullet, and you and your spouse want to go into debt for you to go to college, but you've got to talk it through. You've actually got to have the conversation. And it's not about as much money as you have as what are your life goals. You got to talk about plans and goals. So should I have a goal? Because I always debate that. I'm like, okay, I need to have this amount of money, but I'm 55 or 65, or should I take it year by year? You should have a plan. A long-term plan. You should have at least a plan on an annual basis, which for I've got a 401k. Is that cool? That's good. Okay. That's a good start. And a savings account. And those are the only 2 things. And it will compound, and you're young. So over time, it will help you move forward. But the goal of Bicycle is to give you a financial plan and to monitor those targets every single month, so that you know where you stand, and it's automated. So even if you're kind of squeamish, like we all are about money, because it's a taboo topic, you don't want to talk about it, it's yucky, But even if you're that way, you can, in your little office behind by yourself, look at Bicycle Financial and get a
Put your foot in the door and get it done.
Exactly.
Cool.
And that's the goal.
Okay. Jan Hier-King with Bicycle Financial. Thanks for coming in, Jan. Appreciate your time. Good conversation. You can find out more about Bicycle Financial and check out their tools to help you understand your money more easily right there at KTVU.com. Just click on the web links button on our homepage.